What a get. 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 This is amazing right here.
Pinch. Well, guess what?
Suds, can they hear? We just do this.
I don't know, because guess what? We're live now.
All right.
So they
Can you
probably
guys hear
do
us?
that.
All
So,
right.
can you hear us? We have our audio check in the background. We're going to have our amazing assistants.
Yes.
Yeah.
check
So is
everything.
Leo in here now?
Leo Vasquez is in there somewhere.
He's
Is he?
sleeping, I think.
So first, I want to say good morning to everybody. This was impromptu. I'm sitting here with what I told Veronica, 2 racquetball legends, and this is my first time here now with Chris and Terry, and I'm just now you're pickleball legends. So first of all, hi Terry, hi Chris.
Hi.
We're gonna try to make this work with the one mic, so we can pass this on. Terry and Chris, you need no introduction to the racquetball world. Everybody knows who you are, but I do want a little bit about like the history of what you did. I was bragging about you for the last 24 hours to Veronica. Terry, can you kind of just give us a little background of your racquetball background and what you did and all that good stuff?
Well, in racquetball, we had to put up with people like you. So we decided to leave racquetball because of people like you and move on to the sport of pickleball because we saw this big advancement happening in the sport. The perfect storm was about to happen. We left Wilson, which was really hard to get out of the racquetball industry because it was our lifeblood. We were racquetball people. But we decided to leave, and the rest is kind of history. We got into pickleball at the right time, and here we are at the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships.
Tell everybody about that because, obviously this audience is going to be racquetball heavy, and there's so much talk all the time about racquetball versus pickleball, and I'm sick of it. I think we all just need to play together. Walking around, it's amazing how many racquetball players I see. Terry, you said like timing, and Chris, you came into pickleball. When was that? Like, what year did you really step away from racquetball and get more involved in?
Well, 2014, we started thinking about it because as we were at Wilson with indoor racket sports, Terry kept, when she'd go to our college, she kept hearing about this sport. We were like, we don't want another category. What is pickleball? We don't want this, but it kept coming and coming. And so did some research and some business plans, and it just seemed like this could use something like we had in racquetball, like a U.S. Open, something big. So that's how the idea kind of got born. So what did you ask me?
So wait, no, but you know what? You just gave me a great segue. Is that what they call it? I don't even know. We're old friends, so it's like we're just hanging out.
I know. I hate when somebody gets asked a question, then they go off on some tangent.
All right.
I think I just did that.
Can we get Chris a drink, please? It's not Bloody Mary, something.
All right, go back.
Speaking of one of your sponsors,
Yes.
well, let's talk about that because Terry had mentioned yesterday. You said that that pickleball needed something like racquetball.
Yes.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine if anybody in pickleball heard that today. you said the U.S. Open. Tell us, I want to know about that. How did you, when you saw the U.S. Open of racquetball, the Doug Ganem U.S. Open, as we call it, and by the way, I'm now coining this, the Terry and Chris U.S. Open of pickleball, because I understand there might be some changes. We'll talk about that after. What was it in our U.S. Open of racquetball did you see that you wanted to bring over, and what did you bring over?
Well, in U.S. Open racquetball, first off, we give Doug Ganem kudos. He did that for 25 years. We're in our 9th year, and we're like, we've had enough fun in 9 years. But, I mean, what he did for the sport of racquetball is just amazing. And we got a lot of our ideas from Doug for U.S. Open pickleball. And when he ended up coming here that second year, I remember saying to Doug, we owe you a huge gratitude because he really developed an event in racquetball that we were able to take his ideas and do what we did. So thank you, Doug Ganem. Never thought I'd say that. But
I'm going to show him that.
Thank you, Doug Ganem. What was your question?
No. My turn.
They're messing with me this morning. This is like, they're attacking me. This is great.
Well, what we knew we didn't want to do, we weren't going to just run a tournament. We
This
didn't
is
just
not just
say,
a tournament.
hey, let's run a pickleball tournament because it's going to be really popular. Right from the get-go, we wanted to run an event. And that's what Doug did in racquetball, right? He ran an event. And so a championship court, food and beverage, party, we really wanted to make something that was unique and different. And so that was our mindset. And, I got the question earlier this week. They said, you guys don't have any event background. How did you do this? And I said, well, we really do. I ran a WPRA, a pro women's event. Terry ran an event in Bangor, Maine.
WPRA was the Women's Professional Racquetball Association.
Correct.
For those of you that don't know, before the LPRT.
Right. And then we went.
And you played too.
I did. I played on the tour for quite a while. And we went to so many events. So we really knew what we liked and we knew what we didn't like, So we just tried to make it our own kind of flair and do something that was for us.
But you say that like as if, oh yeah, we did an event. This is massive, and it takes so much work and so much time. I remember Doug would talk about the U.S. Open that he would work all year round. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we worked 51 weeks out of the year for this week. We didn't have any idea how much work there was going to be, but we also didn't have any idea we would have over 5,000 people trying to play in it. This year we have 3,200 people playing in it. And the other thing was the spectators ticket lottery. Spectators will have 45,000 people through this park this year. And the cool thing about this is we walk around. Yesterday I saw Jimmy Floyd. Then we bumped into you, ironically. And Mary Lyons is coming this week. Lynn Adams is coming tomorrow. And her and her husband, Rich Clay, are coming. We've had
last year Karen McKinney came.
Oh yeah.
Susan Morgan. Who else? Cheryl Godinez.
Do you know these racquetball legends?
Yeah,
I
Cheryl
thought we were sitting with
plays.
legends.
Cheryl will be here, so.
And the first year, Kay Kufeld played.
Yeah.
I mean, the racquetball people, and then John Kleinschmidt, all the pros that we sponsored, and that's the coolest part about this is when we bump into racquetball people because in our blood we're still racquetball.
All right, wait. I remember what you asked me 10 minutes ago. You said about racquetball players getting into the sport. And like we all need to just kind of embrace it. Like you're sick of hearing this. I always remember with racquetball players that they were a group that would try anything. I want to try squash. I want to try, platform. It just was a group of athletes that wanted to play. Pickleball came and then there became this resistance. And I never understood it because I thought, it's an easy transition, not as easy as tennis players, but the skill is there and it's easy. But for some reason, there was a resistance to pickleball among the racquetball group. And I think that's starting to change.
Yeah, I think, speaking for racquetball, I don't think we really have much of a choice, right, at this point.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. I think we should all be under like a racket sports umbrella. What would you say? You two are way smarter than I am, in life and in racquetball, but what would you say to pickleball to learn from maybe what racquetball did good and bad as a sport? Because, you're right in the mix here. Like you said, you're almost a decade into the biggest event in pickleball, and if I'm correct, right? You started with 850 players, and you're at 3,200. That's just, incredible. What would you tell pickleball? Hey, this is what we saw the good and the bads were from racquetball, and vice versa. What do you think racquetball can do to just, if there's anything we can do to kind of get that life back and excitement?
Yeah. I'll go from the pickleball, what can pickleball do? And I think, remember in the day, and you probably know this more, that the sport was getting divided. Remember, 2 tours, 2 organizations.
It's divided today.
Yeah, and that's what's happening in pickleball, and that's what we would caution in pickleball is the industry needs to come together, and the growth was so fast in the sport that there's been some hiccups, and that's to be seen. But hopefully, as things go on, the powers that be will see that people need to come together in this sport too, so that it can continue to grow and continue to be the great sport that people love and just they love to play, but it's also this social thing. They love to come together. Pickleball players don't want to hear the drama. They don't want to see the division.
I hear it. I see that. Right.
Yeah, they
it's
want
a
it
party.
to be. It's a party, and they want it to be together. So that's really what I think pickleball has to be careful of.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head. When you start separating the sport, I think back in racquetball in the late 70s and 80s, and you had the Pro Tour, and then you had the Catalina. You were still in diapers then, Sudsy, but
Imagine that.
they had the Catalina
I'm about
Pro
to be in
Tour.
diapers again. Don't tell Veronica.
Oh,
But yeah, coming together, and when you start comparing sports, like people would always try to get us in a conversation to compare racquetball to squash. We love both sports.
Mm-hmm.
And people always will say, what do you like better now, racquetball or pickleball? You don't want to ask me that question if you're in pickleball. There's different things we love about this sport. This place, I mean, right now, what is it, 9 a.m, so we don't activate the championship court here until noon. But this afternoon, you saw it yesterday, this place will be rocking. So yeah, that's, I think, sums it up. Be really careful not to compare the sports. That's when you get into trouble.
Yeah, Terry, I mean, I'm living it now.
Yeah.
I am right in the middle of it. I'm neck deep in it, and I would love to bring just racquetball together. But now I'm looking out even further, saying, how do we get pickleball involved? Like, I'm looking at it going, you've done an amazing job here. How can we bring racquetball here with this event? Is that something that would ever even be possible? Because I had an interesting conversation with Jonathan Clay last night, and he's a racquetball person too, right?
Yeah.
He said, but why would they? Why would anyone? Look at it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible, right? Is that accurate?
Did you see the racquetball courts over there?
I did. So
there are
that was
4 outdoor
like,
racquetball courts.
If I said to you not to put you on the spot, and I know, and we'll talk about it, but I don't know if this is okay to say. This is your last year
Yes.
running this event. Okay.
Yeah.
But if I was to come and say, hey, I would love to have a racquetball event over there, would that even make sense for you? Like, would there be any benefit, or would it get in the way?
yeah. I honestly, this is what I'll use this analogy. Remember in racquetball at nationals when they start at national singles?
Mm-hmm.
I think we moved from Houston to California.
Oh boy, do I.
And then what happened? I think doubles was added to national singles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it felt like national singles lost its identity. It was trying to be too much to too many.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might be the downfall of doing something like that. And we have had, as we've done this, and we've grown through this, we've had a lot of people say, well, why don't you do this there? And why don't you do that? Why don't we have a concert out back? And why don't we have a helicopter come down? I mean, these are ideas. And it was like, let's do more. And it's like, at some point, and those are all good ideas, we had to like discern what would take away from it and what will add to it. And we've kind of made decisions of kind of trying to keep it simple a little bit and not dilute what it is and not to confuse what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's what I would say. I think maybe at this event, it might not work. Maybe there'd be another event that would work.
Mm-hmm.
A multi-racket sport event
Sure.
to pull the different sports together.
Yeah, and I think with racquetball, and we saw this when we were there, and we would be showing products to Big Five and Dick's Sporting Goods and whatever. Racquetball's up against a tough climb because of the court construction. Here, I mean, pickleball grew the most during COVID because you could just throw a court down anywhere. Racquetball, and this was always the challenges. You can take a 20 by 40 space and you can put 30 spin cycles, whatever, and you can make more money. And that's when the sport started declining. And then they decided, well, they don't need instructors anymore. Well, you needed the instructors, and that's what we always preached when we were at Ektelon and Wilson. And it's just too hard. I mean, you think when we left racquetball, think of the people that migrated. I mean, Jimmy Lowe put down his racquetball racket and switched over to pickleball like that. I mean, one of the greatest players of all time because He just, I don't know if he
Another legend.
wanted to follow us or what he was
He was
doing.
loyal
But
to you too.
oh
also.
yeah, I mean, he's one of our
And such a great
greatest,
athlete, so you have no
yeah,
problem.
greatest
Yeah.
friends. And he came here for, was it 4 years or
Yeah.
whatever? And then he's up in Washington. He and Alex are up there, and they still play a ton of pickleball. But he hasn't been here. He's kind of was here in the beginning. But yeah, a lot of people are switching over here, and it doesn't mean they have to give up their ball racket, but the courts are becoming more limited, and that's a sad part.
Yeah, I say that's one of our biggest problems. Like, it actually hurts my soul, but it's
Yeah.
the footprint of our sport. You know,
Yeah.
that 800 square foot area in a box inside. What do you think about outdoor racquetball? Do you think that has a chance? Do you think that's something that racquetball?
You played outdoor racquetball,
No,
didn't you?
I never. I mean, I've tried it.
We
but-
played once in San Diego.
Yeah, I know, chasing balls
Yeah.
all over the
Like,
place.
why
Like
do people play this?
I know, we're running around with it. So we don't have a good say in that because we never really were enmeshed in that. But watching it, what's the Nationals out in California, right? San Diego.
Yeah, there's 3 big events.
Yeah. I mean, that I think does, because look here, there's a outdoor racquetball
Yeah,
court
we're going to
here.
show that. I'll take the
Yeah,
camera over
yeah.
and show. 'Cause
And that seems like that footprint isn't as big. And to be able to pop up in the parks and this outdoor play is fun.
it's a different.
We were
feeling.
caught in the indoor 20 by 40 box for how much of our lives do we live in that box?
So we didn't have
It's
any
kind of
elements.
scary. I know, we
There was
didn't
no
have
rain.
elements. But sometimes I wonder, how long did I stay in that box? I mean, literally and figuratively, are the time we spent in that little box.
That's deep right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's deep.
Mhm.
So I remember when we went to California again and we got to do our vendor booth outside. And we're like, wow, this is fun. We get to be outside. And so that's what this is. We have to deal with elements. That's a negative. But there's more of a party atmosphere, being outside and being in good weather.
That's what the outdoor game
see that.
of racquetball does, and I'm kind of like on this crusade now, where because even we're so splintered, also racquetball.
Yeah.
The tours, the associate, it's disgusting. It's awful.
Yeah.
I would love to see one leadership umbrella. The 3 of us know that'll never happen. There's too many
Yeah.
egos, can I say, or you tell me. I let Terry speak on this one better than I, but it would be great. I just call it racquetball. We have this conversation. Well, is racquetball indoor or outdoor? I said, give me a racquetball racket and a ball. I'll play in an igloo. I don't care where.
Yeah.
I want it to just kind of be recalled racquetball now. This event is inspiring to so many. And you had this vision and you built it. And now this is your last year. I'm going to forever call this the Chris and Terry Pickleball US Open, because it's going to change. What are you going to miss most about doing this?
Well, hands down, it's the people that we've met and that we've worked with. It's amazing. We have over, and I could even say I'd say over 500, but under 600, because it's closer to 600 volunteers that work with us throughout this week. We have 32 captains that help us organize that. And that group, plus our core group, and a lot of the volunteers, and we have our niece doing social media, and my brothers are out here helping, and our family is involved in this. And the people is what we're going to miss, because we've developed these great relationships, and I think we're going to miss seeing this all come to life. It takes us 2 weeks to set this up. And when it comes to life and people start coming in this park, we say to each other, we're exhausted by that time. But once we step in here, literally our energy just goes up. We go through the day and it's like, oh, I only slept 3 hours yesterday. How did I do this? And it's just this incredible energy. I think I'm going to miss that.
I think it's people bringing you Starbucks in the
Oh,
morning.
yeah, that is a good thing too. Sudsy brought us a little
Veronica
Starbucks. Yeah,
Sudsy
we got
brought
a
us
treat
Starbucks.
this morning.
What are you going to miss, Terry? What are you going to miss about it?
I agree with Chris. I'm going to miss the people. As crazy as this sounds, one of my favorite parts of this week is seeing racquetball players. That walking around, seeing our old
See, we know
friends.
where your heart is.
Well, it's true. It's not a secret. We love bumping into our roots, if you will. And so, I didn't know you guys were coming yesterday and today. And then to see
made our
you,
day.
I mean, when I did see him, I went the other way, but he tracked me down. Now, Jimmy Floyd, I like seeing Jimmy Floyd.
I've been treated so well.
And you brought us Starbucks. Be nice.
Okay. But yeah, it is definitely the people, it's the energy, it's this week. And then we do a international flag ceremony Saturday night, Dick's Championship celebration for the pro finals. And this was something that came about a few years ago, or 2017, that we do this incredible. It's the most electrifying moment in the sport of pickleball, and it doesn't include a paddle and a ball. And we do our song, Wave the Flag, and the international players parade in here, kind of like an Olympic theme. They parade around, and then we do Born in the USA, and then all the American flags. So there's about 70 or 80 flags that will come around this championship court, and it's a goosebump
This
moment.
is Saturday.
Saturday night. Can you make it back? Veronica, can you come back?
We have
Yeah.
a racquetball tournament.
You do.
We do, but that now my shoulder's a little sore.
Worth it.
Yeah, we're sitting. We're gonna take the camera when we're done and just kind of maybe do a tour.
Yeah.
Maybe we can walk around and with your niece and we can
Yes.
talk
Yeah.
a little bit about what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Well, that will be on CBS Sports Network on Saturday night we're going live from 5 to 9.
5 to 9.
5 to 9.
So Saturday, CBS Sports, 5 to 9. We'll put that,
Yeah.
maybe Leo or Simone. Those are our producers. Well,
Yeah,
you know Leo. Leo
Yeah,
Vasquez is
hi
in there.
Leo. CBS
Um,
Sports Network.
CBS Sports Network, Saturday, 5 to 9 Eastern.
Yeah, and Friday
Yes.
will be live also.
4 to
4 to
7
All right.
Eastern.
Now, you told me earlier you get this question all the time, but I'm not going to go there yet.
Okay.
We don't know.
Do you miss racquetball?
Yes, and I've been tempted. Oh, sorry, let me do this. I do, and I've been tempted to pick up a paddle, but now it gets racket. Sorry,
Chrissy Vaughn said paddle.
I did, and yeah, you're right. I'm sorry about that. But now it's almost like I think it would hurt too much to do it. So I'm like, that might hurt a little bit.
Do you play a lot of pickleball? Do you both?
It goes in waves. Like
Okay.
during this event when we're doing it, we're not able
Of
to play a
course.
lot. And then the summertime we'll play some. We like it. I mean, if you haven't tried it, the difference with racquetball is when we first tried this, we were up at the Villages, and the first time we played, we're looking at each other like, oh boy, this is slow. Because it's slow. Compared to
It's different,
racquetball,
sure.
I call racquetball more violent. You know
It
what I mean?
is.
Our
That's a
swings
great-
are violent. You're fast, you're running, you're sweating within 5 minutes. And this isn't quite like that when you start. So for us, I'll speak for me. It took me, I want to say, a couple months of playing before I locked into the strategy more and what this really was about. And everybody has their different timing. It gets addicting. I mean, that's what happens. It just is addicting. So if you tried it and you didn't like it at first, I just encourage you to give it some time. But so yeah, I do miss racquetball, but it was time for a change.
Yeah, speaking of Doug Gannum, there's Dave Gannum over there roaming around.
Oh my
another
David,
racquetball guy.
Go away.
Yeah, go away.
babe, that's Doug's brother. If you couldn't tell, that's Doug's
Yeah,
brother.
looks just like him. Looks just like him.
Stand behind us here, Dave.
We're doing an interview, but you can make a cameo and photobomb.
Do a photo bomb.
What?
So now he's stopping the
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, we got to stop the whole recording.
Speaking of Doug Gannum, this is David Gannum. If you didn't know that. Wow, look at that. That's amazing.
See what I'm telling you? How people just randomly come up and
strolls in
and
Dave
walk
Gannum.
by. But with me with racquetball, when we started doing this, I forget if you had an injury or what, but I kept playing for another 2 years. I kept my routine, playing at 6 a.m. with the guys at the club, and then then the club closed down. They were renovating, and then slowly we ended up Belinda. Yeah, we ended up just putting the racket up like Chris says. The back gets sore, the shoulder. You're diving around.
Yeah, and here there's not many racquetball courts. So it was kind of a natural thing.
Well, you keep saying we're going to play on.
I know.
On the outdoors?
We'll play
If we were
racquetball.
here longer, we would have jumped on with you.
Yeah. And on Marco, where we live, there's some racquetball courts. I think they're going to come down soon. And I keep thinking I'm going to go over there and just hit around once.
You
So
should.
We
I
still
might.
have our racket. And
we do.
Wilson?
Wilson racket. And
Yeah.
Do you know that was Veronica's first racket?
No.
When she was 4 or 5, but her first racket in Ecuador was a Wilson racket.
Really?
I was like, well,
one that we
that's what-
probably designed.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Which one? We'll have to ask her what it was.
All right. Like this hurt. Like, I don't know if I want to ask this, but I have to ask you too, because you know. Is there, what does racquetball need to do? Where are we going? Be honest, just totally honest. Like, where's it going? Where's the sport going? What are we looking at here in the future?
Well,
Say it.
unfortunately, the sport's been on CPR for a long time. And with LA Fitness, Lifetime Fitness, they're all taking the courts out. They're all, reducing the footprint of where you can play. It's on CPR. I would say.
Okay.
What do you think,
Yeah,
Chris?
yeah. I think what we
It's a hard
talked about,
sell.
the footprint's the challenge. But if the footprint is there, remember that big growth was in colleges. Remember colleges,
sure.
and I don't really know that. Do colleges still have courts?
They do.
So then
They
it
do.
seems like if there are courts out there, then it seems like the group just has to get creative. If there's courts, they will play. But there's got to be a reason to play. There's got to be maybe something different that we haven't ever done before in racquetball. Maybe it has to be more social, more party.
Remember
More-
when we started?
Yeah.
Racquetball was a party.
Yeah.
Elvis Presley liked to go party
Yeah,
at the
that's
at the athletic club and play racquetball.
Yeah. And our friends, they wouldn't go to a club if they didn't have a bar.
Right. It's true.
Doug, Tony, you remember
It's
that?
absolutely
Yeah,
true. This is
yeah.
true. And I talk about that all the time. And so, and Chris, we didn't talk about this, but I say it now that that's what racquetball needs. We need to attack the colleges.
Yeah.
You know, people say, you know, are Mateo and Jules going to play racquetball? And I'm like, well, if they do, it's because we do. But I heard this, and I'll just give you a quick story. It was interesting. I was leaving a club a few years ago, and the manager's walking out, and he's 31 years old, and he says, and he's holding his 2-year-old son. He says, I love racquetball. He goes, but you know what the sport's problem is? And I said, here we go. He's going to tell me what the problem is with racquetball. He goes, I don't play. He goes, so I'm not going to have my son play. And he kind of like a light bulb went off, and that was when I shifted to, I get it. Juniors, I understand, right? You need to have juniors playing. You were big supporters of junior racquetball.
Yeah.
But I do think that the market to save or do something and help that CPR issue we're going through is college. Because I need those kids that are coming out of school, starting a family, to love racquetball and then be in. And at this point, love pickleball too. Let's just love everything. That's what we need to do, racquetball players. Just go play everything. All right, I'm going to ask, and I want you both to answer. What are you doing next? This is it. You've been doing this for 9 years. You built the best kick-ass pickleball tournament on the planet. I'm pissed that I didn't play it. Veronica and I were like, why didn't we play in your event? We really should have. Shame on us. What are you doing next? What's up?
Go to Margaritaville. Go to
We'll take 3, please.
Go to Margaritaville.
3
Bar doesn't
margaritas.
open until noon.
It's an interesting question, and there really isn't. People think that it's like we have this in the back of our mind that we're starting this other event. That's not happening right now. Will it? We
Take
don't-
that off the table. That's not okay.
Not right now.
Squash the
Rumors are. There's nothing like in the back like we already have going on.
So we hang up, and I'm going to talk them into doing an event.
Yeah, right. So could it happen? Our thing is, let's just let this settle down. We're still on as consultants till October, and let's kind of see where life, leads us. And kind of, I think for me, the important thing is to just follow my heart and kind of see at this stage in my life, what do I want to do? Because I'm really passionate about it, not because I have to make a living or have a job.
That's
So,
awesome.
so yeah, we're both looking forward to, I think, that opportunity to see, just keep the doors open and see what happens. So maybe we do this again in a year, and then you'll see.
Terry?
Well, I also don't know. I'm keeping my options open to see what comes down the pike. But they always say whenever anything major changes in your life, give it a year. Kind of sit back and wait and see what direction. I mean, I've been working since I was like 15 years old, so I don't know about just retiring and relaxing. But maybe it's charity work. Maybe it's a food pantry. So there's many options. But we're just going to keep our options open.
So you're going to do the opposite of what Doug Ganem does, which is just sit back and play golf and do nothing. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he's on the golf course
Pretty
all
good.
the time. So I hear. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, neither of us are the sit around type. Not that we
No, I
can't do
know.
that well. We love sitting around. We love chilling out, and but not for long. So we'll see. Like Terry said, we've got some ideas in mind. Some 501c3 that we're working on, and so we have some ideas and some things that is going on. But we just got to wait to see how it all kind of works.
Well, you two are amazing. You look amazing. You're two racquetball legends. I don't think you've aged since we know each other.
Well,
for
your eyesight got bad.
about
He's
what-
aged.
what do we know each other like almost 40 years?
I know.
And
It's weird.
So for racquetball and all you've ever done, I don't think I've ever said it, but thank you for everything
Well,
you've done. You were both
and
huge
likewise.
players.
You
Sachi.
too. Yep.
You,
Yep.
you two were so huge in racquetball, and if you don't know, go look up Terry Graham and Chris Yvonne, and they're legends, like I told Veronica, and now I think pickleball probably feels the same way, because this event, if you haven't been here, it was really incredible. So thank you for having us, and just thank you for you two being you. So,
Well,
Yeah,
this was a
thank
treat today. It really was. Yesterday was a treat. You know, just seeing you come up.
I
So
wanna leave.
don't go. Don't go.
We're gonna take the camera, and I think I'm gonna kind of walk around, maybe
Okay.
with your niece,
Yeah.
or unless you two want. I mean, that's up to you.
No,
I know
we'll
you're
let
busy.
her do that. Yeah.
We can.
Yeah.
Veronica will kind of follow us around, and I don't know, we're just gonna show everybody. Is there anything you want me to show specifically? You think?
Well, she'll know. Megan will know. But Player Village is a hot spot. You know, that's a beautiful place to go to. And then back by the fan zone, and then where the pros are kind of playing their preliminary matches.
I like it's early too. It's not.
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it's not too
Yesterday it was,
crazy.
like,
Yeah.
slammed in here, but you gave us margaritas, and I'm
No,
like,
I saw Veronica. You couldn't keep up.
I'm
with
kind of
her on the-
salivating now. Is it too early?
Yeah. So
So-
walk around because it's a beautiful day in Naples. I think we're gonna have a beautiful week. So if anybody's in town, stop by and ask Terry for some tickets.
I'm not giving up this pass. Well, thank you so much.
Okay, you guys.
And
Thanks,
we'll, see
Veronica.
everybody
Thank
soon.
you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Sudsy.
Leo.
Thanks, you guys.
Leo
Great
and
seeing
Simone.
you.
I'm gonna take the camera and go walk around.
All right.
Thank you. Let's go. Megan, I'm gonna grab you now. Hi, Belinda.
You're not going anywhere yet.
Okay.
Just I'm gonna get a picture
Okay.
of you in the middle.
Okay.
Right here. Two thorns.
No way. My favorites. You
Just
wanna-
kind of like there you
How's
go.
that? We're still live.
Is this show?
You can hold it up.
All right. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Belinda.
you. Thank you. That's awesome. Thanks. All right, we're gonna walk around a little bit, show the
You want to
event.
hang out with these
Yeah, we got that.
Really? Highlight of the week.
Thank you.
I did. She
This
did.
is awesome.
Do you have one of these?
I don't. I can have it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hold it. I'll
I'll
keep it.
give you some,
Yeah, I'll keep it.
stuff if it helps for your.
Megan, you ready? Come on. I'll
Sorry,
hold the mic.
Megan.
We're just gonna
We'll make it up to you later.
we're gonna walk around, and there's the bar where the. Yeah, you could do it like that. You could take the keyboard off. Yeah, let's do this.
keep the mic.
Just like that. Oh yeah.
Unless you're staying past noon.
No, definitely not.
And you're with Megan, so if you need to.
Definitely not.
Those were Tim's.
Thank you. Thank you. Can I leave this here while we walk around? Okay.
I can come back.
Yeah, we'll leave this right here, babe. Let's go. All right. So
When you got in the car last night, in all honesty, Veronica said, who the hell are they?
no, she didn't say that. She knew.
What can I show you?
All right, so maybe let's tell me a little bit about the court. Like how many people? Do you know how many people actually can fit in here when it's in max capacity?
No, I don't know. I don't know what the capacity is here. Like she said, we have over 3,000 players that come.
Okay.
It starts live streaming at 2 on Pickleball Channel, but before that, you get some of these. They'll pull some of these like qualifying matches or semifinals into championship court. So it's kind of fun because sometimes they'll do wheelchair expos. They've done some like juniors events, so you never know what you're going to see during the kind of early morning hours. But
And
then 2 o'clock, it really.
And we're standing in the VIP area, right?
Yep,
This is okay.
Yep, this is the Margaritaville License to Chill Lounge.
Super cool. They're getting
so-
some margaritas over there now.
Yep. Some of those awesome volunteers, they work the bar. So you get this area, and then you have the gold boxes for some of the key sponsors that kind of line around the court.
That looks a little Doug-anish. I am. Me too. How are you?
Little Staten
my
Island
kids make
shout
that all the
out.
time,
My husband's
He's
from
like,
New
"You're from
York.
Staten Island?" I was like, no.
And then you get the general admission bleachers seats. And it's a different ticket every day, so you get different people, different crowd. And like Chris and Terry said, Friday and Saturday night, the energy in here is unreal.
Oh,
You get the
Margaritas are
DJ, margaritas are flowing. They do like giveaways, there's contests, there's the flag ceremony, there's so much that goes on. There's people dancing everywhere. It gets pretty wild. So it is a fun experience if you haven't done it.
This may sound. Let's keep walking. I don't know if this sounds good or bad, Megan, but I'd love you to tell me. I think every successful sporting event has some sort of a where you can get a margarita.
Well,
50 yet?
No, I'll tell. This is racquetball world.
can give you the hint or give you
Racquetball
I'm
world.
Dave.
Hi,
How are you?
Megan.
Dave Gannam. Can you show
Who
Dave?
is this?
real-
Who is this?
My wife.
Well, I don't know.
How
You
long-
don't bring her around.
What you say?
Nice to meet you.
Wait, I'll be back. You never met Veronica?
I never met
Oh my goodness. You know what, Megan? I'm going to let you hold that.
Okay.
And you could just kind of hold it, So here.
So I
babe.
think we started with like 1 or 2 bars, and now every year we have a couple more. So
So
it'll
you
just
agree.
show. Yeah, there's
So
the
wait,
party
look
goes
at
on.
this, babe. Yeah, just kind of show
So-
what's going on here.
There's 60 courts out here. And the cool part about the Open that I think sets it apart from other tournaments is you can see pros right now and amateurs out here, and people can come for free. You don't need a ticket. So they do all their matches out here on their way to the championship court. But until they're up there, I mean, you can just come to the park for free, and you can see some of the biggest people in pickleball playing out here.
So right, so the venue we're at, this is actually a public park, right?
Yeah, it is.
So she's a friend from Venezuela.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, you can keep
Did you know
talking.
you were going to be here?
Veronica saw a post on social media. So she's gonna cry. So that's a racquetball player. She played on the Venezuelan national team.
Oh my gosh, this is just what Chris and Terry were saying.
This is it.
You walk around, you don't know who you're gonna see. You just run into like all your friends. It's just like a party happening. How fun!
Look at that. That's so awesome. All right, so go ahead, Meg. You can keep talking about all this.
So yeah, so I mean, all these people that are here, it's a public park, so they can just come in. There's food trucks, there's bars, and you just watch pros on these courts compete for free. So even though the tickets are really sought after and hard to get, you got to do the lottery and that whole thing. You can still come and catch everybody that you wanted to see, which is just it's unique to the event.
Cool. Should we go over to that
Yeah.
the player village?
Yeah,
Is that it?
let me take you over to Player
Babe,
Village.
I'm gonna walk this way. We were just talking about this, the racquetball connection. I'm gonna walk with Megan. Yeah.
So Player Village is over this way. You can kind of see some of the tops of the tents over there.
I'll follow you, Meg.
All right.
You take me. What's
Um,
going on over here? A little therapy action.
yeah, they do Crossroads Sports Medical.
Okay.
Shout out. They'll kind of like help
Absolutely.
you out with everything. Keep you on the court. But Player Village is cool because people come, they set up their tents, and they're here all week long. And it's groups of people, like a big racquetball club that's playing here will come and set up, or a pickleball team from Michigan comes and sets up their tent, and they just hang out there and kind of party and set up for the week, which is really fun. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me, Thea.
What's in her Gatorade?
Yeah. So you just see, you got Pickleball Peru's got an awesome tent here. They're
Oh, wow,
super
so they're
fun.
actually from Peru.
Yep, it's a whole team from Peru.
Want to hear me speak some Spanish?
Yeah.
Well, let's see, maybe. Wait, she's got something going on. So this is cool. So it's a pickle. So all right, pickleball's in South America, everyone.
Yep. I mean, that's the other big thing about the U.S. Open is it's international. We have a huge international crowd. I think we're 32 countries, players from 32 countries this year.
Wow.
So you get, just people from all over, just different clubs, different people coming from
So
different
these are
states.
like kind of team, like we're all, like
Yeah.
you said, like we're all in.
Yeah, or your hometown's coming and you guys just want to like stake out some lawn.
So you got to come early though and grab that, eh?
I think they start setting up before the event, like a couple days
Okay.
before the event. They
Okay.
kind of claim their stake.
Sure. So yeah, this
Um,
is similar to like outdoor racquetball. I know you don't know too much about that, but this is kind of what they do in outdoor racquetball also.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, we're trying to just call it racquetball. What's going on over there? Let's
All right,
go.
so let me take you by the food trucks, and then we got to end by the fan zone
Let's do
because
it.
that's where
Okay.
the other part of the party kind of happens.
And Megan, what do you do for the event?
I am their social media director,
Okay.
and kind of, what they were saying with these 500 volunteers, everyone does a little bit of everything. It's kind of an all hands on deck family feel. So
Yeah, you have a
kinda
lot.
just
I met
do
a lot of your
everything.
family. I met a lot of your family.
yeah, they're
members.
all here. So here's the it's the amateur medal stand. So if you win a medal, you pick it up here. You get to take your picture. Kind of a cool event. A lot of people tag us and we share their pictures on social media, and they like to see themselves. And then once you're done playing, you get to come eat and drink.
I ate there yesterday,
Mhm.
right at that Chef Global.
Yep.
Phenomenal.
They-
Absolutely phenomenal.
They have some really good food trucks. A lot of these come back year after year. Got some Voodoo IPAs, and
Can we get a beer, or is it too early? We could do that online if you want. Is it too early?
I don't know if they're open
Are
or
you
not
allowed
for
to drink
beers.
on the job?
I mean, are we on camera or off camera?
No, we're live.
Let's go this way to the fan zone.
Okay, we're going to the fan zone.
So the fan zone, really, I think was new last year.
Okay.
This whole welcome center. It's
I
now
haven't
like
been in here. I'm excited
tournament
about this.
operations. We're gonna go through the back here.
Okay. Going to the VIP entrance. With me.
But it's the cool part about the fan zone is if you don't have tickets to championship court, all the final matches are live streamed on this big jumbotron. There's a bunch of shade back here. There's a whole nother Fat Tire bar back here.
There you
Some
go again with the
barbecue.
boss.
Some barbecue, and you can hang out, and the whole party
look
kind of
at
spills into
this.
here. So these courts,
You can keep walking. Okay.
these courts are a lot of where the pro matches are happening right now.
Oh, no way. So that's interesting. So I wonder, are they purposely putting some of the top level matches to force people
Yeah.
back here? Okay.
So
Whoa, what the?
So here's the fan zone. You got to check out this jumbotron.
All right. We could do this. Leo, are you in there with Simone? I don't have my phone.
So
I'll have
right
to
now
text
you
her.
can kind of see
Yeah, I'm
like
gonna
who's
go
playing.
back.
Yep.
So this is what goes on here, is that screen. So go ahead, Megan, tell everybody about that screen.
So at 2:00 when it goes live stream on Championship Court, it'll be live streamed right here on the jumbotron. People can sit on the couches. There's all these tables around. Back there is, another beer garden, some barbecue.
Another bar.
Yep. And then you also just get to watch these awesome matches that are taking place right here. I think yesterday Megan Fudge was out here.
We saw her
some
play,
big
yeah.
names. Yep.
This, by the way, this is my spot because the sun and my
Yeah.
skin don't work well.
People love, and it's great when it rains.
So
That's
I
not
feel
going to do
where's
that this
Sudgy?
year.
He's under the
Yep.
fan zone. He's in the fan zone.
So people will just come and hang out here and get a little shade. So this is like courts, I think 40 through 59 are back here.
So cool, man. This is awesome. You've done a great job. Tell me some of the things like with the social media that you're doing that maybe racquetball I can steal. Like what do you find that you like or what works?
Yeah.
Does it, it's because it's kind of it's like difficult, isn't it, social media?
It's difficult. We also get a really wide range of ages. And so not everybody is super familiar with, we want people to tag themselves right now and us in photos to win tickets to Championship Court. So we're always trying to push that stuff. But I think mostly people love to see themselves. They love, we'll do posts about all the dogs that are around here. Fun high five
Pets.
videos, pets. Yep. There you go. Exactly. Your
Pets
5
are
minutes
big.
of fame,
Pets and
puppy.
babies, right?
Pets and babies. And the other thing that we try to push is it's not all about the pros here. You're not just trying to see the top pro athletes, even though that's fun, but these people train hard. They're putting a ton of time. They're coming to have their moment too and have a party. So we like to highlight them also.
It's funny because, hearing me say this, but because I'm known as a pro in our sport, I agree. I think that we need to actually focus. We do need pros. You need the best players in the world. It's great because, they want to watch that. But the masses are actually non-pros, obviously.
Right. And,
By the way, that's Yvonne Lendl. Will he be mad if I...
No.
Is it possible to say hello to a goat? You're the one I'm talking about. So I'm gonna everyone, you know who this is. This is the great Yvonne Lendl. How are you, sir?
Doing great, thank you.
Can you tell me what do you love about pickleball?
Oh, I get some exercise. It's good.
How are you doing out there?
We're doing average.
So just so you know, I'm a racquetball player, but you were one of my idols growing up as watching tennis.
You're younger than me?
No, I think I'm a little older.
Yeah, okay.
But it was, one of the things I loved about it was your intensity and your competitiveness. Besides your greatness out there, tell me what you do. Do you bring that out here in pickleball?
Those things don't change.
They don't change.
Once you're intense, you're always intense.
That's man. What an honor and a pleasure to meet you. I got to shake your hand. I would love a photo. I'm going to take a photo with the goat here. It's one of the goats. This is great.
Never know. We're going to see.
I'm Sudsy, by the way. Like Soap Suds. Thanks for chatting and good luck. That's pretty. That was amazing.
I mean, that's exactly what Kristen Terry said. You walk around.
Did you guys see
and
that?
don't
That was
know-
Yvonne Lendl.
You don't know who you're going to see.
I almost want to end it right there.
A mic drop.
Thank you for that picture, too. That's cool. All right, we're gonna, Meg. I think we're gonna. I gotta shut this off.
Yep.
Can't wait to go tell Veronica that I just saw Yvonne Lendl, and she's gonna say, "Who?"
Yeah, you guys have to. If you follow them on text, you can see where he's playing and go check out his matches. And
Oh, I will. I'm gonna definitely find that and post that picture for sure.
All right, well, have fun at the Open.
We will. Thank you so much, Meg. We're going to shut it down. This was awesome. Leo, Simone, if you're there, I'm going to shut this down. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see everybody soon.